Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our weekly market analysis session. Week 14 is behind us. Next week, from Monday, we'll have week 15. Well, I'm going to look at this week, next week, the, the calendar, news calendar for next week. So, Monday, we have absent of news, any euro, GBP, or dollar news. There's no news on Mondays and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, we'll have nothing. News will start on Wednesday. Dollar index, we have FOMC meeting minutes around 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Then we have on Thursday COPS CPI. Then we have unemployment claims all by 1:30 p.m. So there'll be volatility in the markets on Thursday. So I think we might have a reversal, Thursday reversal. Okay. Might have Thursday reversal weekly profile for this week. Friday we have GBP 7 a.m. We have GDP. Then we have core PPI 1:30. Then we have preliminary consumer sentiment by 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. and inflation expectation. So these are the news for next week. So volatility we have liquidity coming into the market on Thursday and Friday. From Monday to Wednesday, will be absent of any news until Wednesday 7 p.m. Nigerian time, which is towards New York close. Okay, so that's for the news. So expect movement in price on Thursday and Friday, CPI and PPI respectively. Let's go to dollar index monthly time frame. We can see I told us last week that I want to see trade take out this equal lows because I looked at this as equal lows. I want to see a significant move to the downside by last trading week. I want to see that happen, and you can see what happened. It's actually I didn't expect this much. I didn't expect this much, but it is what it is. On weekly time frame, if you look at weekly time frame, the FVG here has been filled. Same goes for monthly time frame. The FVG has also been completely filled. If you check the low here, the high here of that candle traded through into this last down close candle. So we can see that FVG has been properly totally filled. What we have is the other block on weekly time frame that was respected. These four candles, okay, like the month of September, that's our bullish order block for this move to the upside. Now, that is the only support, the only support that can be offered for buyers. If this support gives way, then we will be heavily bearish. Why do I say that? If you go to monthly time frame, we have this in form of consolidation or accumulation. So this can be interpreted as, hold on a bit, let me go. Okay, so this can be interpreted as consolidation. All these here can be interpreted as consolidation. We have here as the manipulation to the upside, here as the manipulation to the upside. So if it breaks below this order block here, the weekly order block, and then below the FVG here, if it breaks below, it will keep seeing movement to the downside. All right, if it disrespects this FVG and the other block, we will have an expansion, which is distribution to the downside. So accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution to the downside, which may likely trade to this other block right here. Okay, and if keeps going lower, we have equal lows here. It might be a very significant, a very long-term bearish movement. So, but that's not what I'm looking at. It could happen, but I'm not looking at that. I want to see this find some form of support here, and then let's have a reversal to the upside. Now, there is something I have come to understand. It's not 100%, nothing in trading is 100%, obviously, but I've come to understand that the first week of every month, especially the last, the Friday of the first Friday, which is the non-farm payroll, that first week, together with the non-farm payroll day, it acts as Judas swing as the manipulation for the month. Okay, so if that is the case, it means that this is a short-term low for a movement to the upside. That is what I'm looking at. Any movement to the downside, we could measure the 50% of this long week and expect that it could want to recapitalize this FPG again one more time, touching the opening price of the other block. That could be permissible, and then we want to see it move aggressively to the upside. But if this low is violated and the body closes below this low, then obviously we're going to go lower. And that will confirm seeing this as accumulation, all this as accumulation, manipulation, clearing buy side liquidity, filling the debit, even if it's not completely, and then on weekly time, monthly time frame, feed it completely, and then expansion to the downside, which is the distribution. So if it goes below this low, then that would be the framework. But as long as the FVG and other block here respects price, I want to see this as a short-term low for a movement to the upside. That is what I am anticipating. So if we go by that anticipation, let's go to daily time frame. We could see what happened Wednesday to Thursday. We had a gap down. I knew that we're going to go bearish, taking out these equal lows. This and this are relatively equal. I wanted to see it go down, purge it out, at least trade to this FVG here. But what it did here was not expected, to be very honest. It wasn't expected. It was heavily bearish. It was really heavily bearish. So we had a movement to the upside, some of retracement on Friday. I'm going to sustain that retracement? That I don't know. Now, if if this volume imbalance here is traded through and but the body closes above it, then we'll resume a bullish movement. Otherwise, it may want to consolidate here for a while before any movement. So this low is what I'm talking about. If this low is violated, then man, we are going to go extremely bearish. 4 hours time frame. Let's see what we have 4 hours time frame. So I want to see this as the other block that has been formed. Tested it 1, 2, 3, and then expanded to the upside. I want to see this as the other block that's been formed and that will resumed our bullish movement. We have buy side liquidity resting here and a whole lot of others as well. Okay, if you go to daily and weekly, you have upside objective lining up very, very well. So I want to see that. I want to see this as the low being formed, and that this is not a retracement to continue going lower, but another reversal. 1 hour time frame, I want to check if there's any need for pullback to the downside. I'm not seeing any. FVG completely failed, same thing completely failed. Everything has been efficiently traded to. So maybe it could take some form of short-term low, like this low here. We could have a retracement to the downside. We're capitalizing on this inversion FVG here for an upside movement. That is permissible. Let's see 15 minutes time frame. Okay, basically nothing. Or there's no inefficiency. This other block here, hold high. I think that could be the retracement. Yes, this one right here. This right here. This FVG here. anything to the downside, you should have some form of support here to send price higher. But if it breaks below that and it starts going lower, then man, we are heavily bearish. Okay, so that's for dollar index. Let's go to Euro USD. Euro USD monthly time frame. Let's start with monthly time frame. So we can see that it's the same thing: accumulation, manipulation to the downside, and rather distribution to the upside. If dollar reverses to go bearish, other than that, this could be retracement into order block, monthly order block, and weekly order block as well. For a this is like a deep retracement into premium for a sell. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. But if it breaks above this particular high, this one that is aspirated, if it breaks above it, then we're going to go clear this buy side liquidity and trade significantly higher to this bearish order block. Weekly time frame, that's the order block I'm talking about here. Weekly time frame. This one here respected it, even these other ones here has respected the 50% and rejected. So I want to see this as a short-term high for a movement to the downside. Like the liquidity has been swept into FEG and other blocks. We want to see a sell to the downside. If it doesn't do that and it keeps going higher, then we'll be extremely bullish on Euro USD. Daily time frame. Daily time frame. We had Monday, Tuesday creating the low of the week, and we had expansion to the upside on Wednesday, and then it went extremely bullish on Thursday, sweeping buy side liquidity, traded into this FVG, and then daily order block as well. Daily time frame order block. This one here, we can see traded to it. That's this one here. And we had a rejection when it traded to that, the opening price as it got there, traded to it, and then we had a rejection to the downside. I want to see this maintained, and the price should keep going lower. 4 hours time frame, this high is what I'm talking about. It should maintain this high. Try to go above, we couldn't, and then we rejected and went lower. This is immediate rebalance, so we want to see it keep going lower. Let's see if there's any form of inefficiency on lower time frame that price may want to trade to. 15 minutes time frame, I'm not seeing any here, apart from if you can trade back to this bearish order block or this one. It's just that's taking out the short-term high for another sell. That's fine. Other than that, everything is okay. Everything, the signature here, it's market structure here is bearish. Okay, so let's go to GBP USD. GBP USD monthly time frame. Saw how price traded up. This series of up close candle, I told us the bearish order block on monthly time frame, traded to the bearish order block on weekly time frame, and it gave up the close. Let's go to weekly time frame. This one here has been traded to. See, traded to it. Last up close candle, consecutive up close candle. That's the bullish order, bearish order block, and then it rejected sharply inside this FVG, and then we traded to the downside. So with this, I want to see this as a short-term high for movement to the downside. Daily time frame, this was on Thursday, Friday reversed, Wednesday, Tuesday, we had a reversal altogether because Tuesday initially was the low of the week for this bullish movement. Then Friday, we had a sell to the downside breaking structure. Sold into this FVG here, this one here, it didn't completely fill it, but it traded above 75% and then it gave up the ghost. But the body is respecting 50% of it. So I want to see this as short-term high, and this high shouldn't be violated. I want to see price go lower, clear these lows, then keep going lower. That's what I want to see. Okay, that's for that. Any movements? We have bearish order block here. 1 hour time. Let's see. Okay, it could trade all the way to this level, which is high, low, premium for another sell, short-term high violated for another sell here. They could even sweep these highs here, but this high should not be violated. That's what I'm saying. And then price should just keep going lower. Let's go to AUD USD monthly time frame. I told us I want to see it go lower. That's what I told us. Remember, I told us that I want to see price go lower, sweeping the sell side liquidity. If you remember, go back to my video last week. I told us that this multiple attempt to go higher has been resisted, 50% has been maintained, and that I want to see price go lower. We can see that happening. It happened as I analyzed, as I predicted. This low has finally been violated, so we are bearish. That happened on Thursday. That happened on Thursday. Sorry, on Friday. I beg your pardon. This is Friday. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday rallied up, tested. I told us that it's going to test the 50% again. If you go back to the video, I said so. I might test this 50% to go lower, but it should not close above 50%. And true to form, we had a reversal to the downside. 4 hours time frame. You can see Monday traded lower into order block. We had a break of structure. Tuesday, Wednesday kept going higher, and then it traded, tested this order block here, rejected it. And then we started selling from Thursday into Friday, and this is where we are. This is where we are. So buy side liquidity has been purged. If dollar resumes its bullish movement, this will keep going lower. It could retrace higher, test this old low, all right, which is trading above 50% of this range, and then before we continue bearish movement. But if dollar reverses and starts to sell, then this could be liquidity sweep for a movement higher to clear buy side liquidity to keep going higher. But I don't see that happening. I want to see this continuously go lower. Any movement to the upside, we'll look for sell opportunity for a down movement. Okay. So what happened on NZD USD? The same thing. And I remember I told us that we could violate that high for NZD USD. I remember I mentioned that because of this other block. Yeah, I could come back to test the other block. That's exactly what happened. So we had a divergence between NZD and AUD. NZD made a higher high, sweeping this buy side liquidity. Odd, AUD failed to make a higher high. Look at AUD. AUD, you can see that it didn't make a higher high, it made a lower high. So there's a crack in correlation, and we had a movement to the downside. So that's why I'm of the opinion that we'll keep going lower. So we could have this is a breaker block, high, low, higher, high, broken to the downside. So we could have a retest to this breaker block for another sell. Okay, this breaker block here, have a retest to it maybe Monday, Tuesday to Wednesday before Thursday reversal. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, this is a breaker block here. So we can have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday creating the high of the week, and then we'll have a reversal sell, Thursday reversal, Thursday weekly reversal. Okay, that we can have that profile for this week for a sell. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. Let's go to USD CAD and Luni. USD CAD has taken out that low. I think for me, we should start expecting upside movements. Let's see. You can see how it's struggling to go lower, even on monthly time frame. Struggling to go lower. Previous month's low has been violated, so I want to see that act as traded into weekly order block one more time, and we saw a rejection daily time frame. This other block here that I talked about, and small FVG here, we've got that liquidity swept here on Thursday. I want to see a reversal moving up to clear this buy side liquidity. This should not act as other block to stop price. I want to see it trade through it and go higher. If it breaks below this low, then we're going to trade through this and then target this hold high. The moment it breaks below this low, this is our target, next target, this hold high right here. So I want to see this maintained going higher because I expect dollar to also go higher. 4 hours time frame, anything there, anything. Mm-hmm. Trade to this level, back to other block here to send price higher. Okay, I shouldn't break below this. Let's go to USD JPY. Monthly time frame on USD JPY. This FVG has been completely filled and everybody is respecting it. This low should not be violated. Okay, it should stall here and start to resume its bullish movement. On weekly time frame, the other block here has been recapitalized, has traded back to the other block. All right, and we saw a rejection on Friday. Let's see daily time frame. Daily time frame, I told us this FVG here. Can you see? I marked this FVG out on last weekend when I was doing analysis. I told us that any movement to the downside, that's what we want to see price respect. You can see how it filled it completely on daily time frame. Capitalizing this bullish order block, we want to see an expansion to the upside. If we do a low to the high of this swing, let me change this to OTE. So it has traded to 70.5% retracement. So this is a deep discount for a sell to the upside. All right. This is a good sell for this pair. This is a good sell for this pair. That is what I'm saying. This is a good, sorry, a good buy rather. This is a good buy. That's traded into discount for a buy, for a buy, for a buy. Structure has been broken on 4 hours time frame. So we want to see it go, start moving, start buying. Any retracement, you have FBG, other block here that can be recapitalized. So this is one trade that could be taken, one trade that could be taken low to high on 15 minutes time frame. What are you doing right here? Good. So if it trades up to this other block here, taking out this low, that's a good opportunity for a buy. All right. So if it retraces Monday, Tuesday, that could be a buy. Stop loss here and we'll hold it as long as we can do because we anticipate this thing to keep going higher. All right. If any retracements and it pull back, we want to see it gravitate to the upside. The next is USD CHF. USD CHF monthly time frame. FPGs have been completely filled. I want to see it start going higher. Weekly time frame, other block that's traded to it. This was what I was anticipating. It has done that and want to see it react to go higher this time around. Everything has been done. Thursday we had, and this was no news. It just kept selling. There was no news, no special news at all that took this thing down. Market was just heavily bearish for dollar and dollar-based pair, and then bullish for foreign currencies. So this low has been swept, traded to this other block here, daily time frame other block, traded to it, all FBGs here filled, and we saw the movement to the upside. 4 hours time frame, we have small FBG here. That could be an area to anticipate a movement lower for another expansion to the upside. Other block here, you can capitalize this on 1 hour time frame for a move to the upside. 15 minutes time frame, we will take out this low inside this other block here for another movement to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at. We have resumed bullish movement for USD CHF as well, in my opinion. Let's go to our indices. I told us that we'll be bearish on indices, and true to form, we have that here. I want to see it keep going lower for indices. I want to see it keep going lower. We had that last week. It was heavily bearish. This low, I told us this low is what I want to see violated. Did it happen? It did, obviously. What am I expecting? I want to see this low violated. That's what I'm expecting. This low here should be violated this new trading week. We are still bearish on this pair. Can you see how it just kept going down, for this pair? We are still bearish. Why is this so? It's been bullish for a very long time. It's been very, very bullish for a very long time. So this movement, if you take the low to the high, so this is what I'm expecting, the low here to the high here. I'm expecting this to trade to this high, down to 70.5% retracement to this old high. That's what I'm expecting it to do. So deep discount for a movement higher. I want this. Remember, I told you this is too clean. I want to see price trade through it. So a deep trade into discount for a leg higher is what I'm expecting on indices. Donald Trump is in power. The market is not stable now. A lot of things, manipulations are happening. Stocks are going down. They feel that his policies are not favorable. So stock market is just crashing. All these things are planned. All right, everything you see in the marketplace is planned. So they're giving room for such movement to the downside to do some form of correction before maybe towards the second half of this year, from June, July, we can start seeing that correction to the upside where we say, okay, things are now normalizing. US dollar is gaining strength. Then the stock market is appreciating and all that. That's what I'm looking at. That's just my own, you know, my own thought process at the moment. So we see this movement to the downside. All it's looking for is just a correction between this low to this high, the correction to the downside into discount for another movement to the upside. So we are still bearish on our indices. Okay, there's nothing to analyze. It's just the same thing we talked about last week. That's what we want to see happen. And I told us that any movement to the upside, we have FBG, and then this other block, we had inversion FBG, we have volume imbalance here. We want to see any movement to the upside, and this high should be maintained. I told us, go back to last week's video, you hear me say that I want to see movement just to fill in this FBG, and then it will go down. And it happened on Wednesday. So at Wednesday reversal was sold aggressively to the downside. For our Nasdaq, I think same thing is what we're looking for. Equal lows here. I want to see swept to the downside. This old high is where I'm expecting price to trade to. Okay, we have other blocks here. Let's see something. Sorry, let me take this off. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting price to trade to before we start having any movement to the upside. Weekly time frame, this low here, I wanted to see it violated. It did that, but not significantly. So this week, we want to see it go down, take down this low, and then meet some form of resistance here before it goes down, maybe next upper week for this area here. Daily time frame, I told us that movement to the upside, we had the same thing, volume imbalance here, FBG, that's the movement to the upside, and after it did that, it sold aggressively to the downside. Let's go to US 30. This low has been taken out. This other block has been disrespected. So what we expect price to do, FBG here, other block here. This is where I expect price to trade to. This low should be violated by this new week 15. Should have this low violated. Weekly time frame, this low is what I'm talking about. I want to see this low taken out. I told us that any movement to the upside, we have this volume imbalance. We had that on Wednesday, and then we had a sell aggressively to the downside. So that's about that. What do we have for gold? I told us I want to see gold go higher again, take out previous week's high. Did it do that? It did that. It did that. I think it should be on Wednesday. Let's see. When did that happen? Look, on Thursday. It did that on Thursday. Monday alone took out previous week's high on Monday. Just opened, started trading higher, took out, and then even went above the 310, right? This was 310, 3,100. I beg your pardon, 3,110. That's what I expect this thing to get to. It traded above it on Monday, Tuesday went higher, Wednesday inside there, then Thursday it rallied higher one more time. I think the high came in at 3,167. Then we had a break to the downside. So is this the beginning of the end of bullish movement for gold in the interim? Probably yes, because if we have a continuation to the upside on dollar, this will give way and start going lower. We could have a Monday break of structure below this low, then Tuesday trade up, test the breaker block, and then we'll start seeing bearish movement to the downside. Let's look at 4 hours. What do we have? You can see that on Friday we had that movement up, retesting the other block again, and then we gave up the ghost. So we could have a trade down, or we could even have Monday, Tuesday, so inside this area here, testing this other block here, and then we'll sell aggressively, breaking this low, then contest the low again, and sell aggressively, attacking this low. So I think for me, if we have some form of resistance inside this area and this other block, then that should be a sell, a long-term sell, maybe swing or even position trading for gold to go heavily bearish, to go heavily bearish. That's that. 4 hours time. What do we have? This area here, movement up. This is the only area of inefficiency we have here. There's another block. So any movement to the upside, this is where I want to take a sell. And I expect that price is going to respect this as resistance to go lower. I think that's about it. That's it. That's it. Let's go to BTC. Bitcoin consolidating throughout for how many months now? And since December has been consolidating. Let's look at weekly time frame. I told us it's going to be bearish, but it didn't. Let's see. This is like an inside week. It didn't really nothing significant. This was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Only Thursday had that bearish tone. Went higher. Rejection block cleared. Did it take out that high? This high it's at 88,772. This is what 88.5. Okay, it didn't take out that high, and this is where we are now. So I think we want to start running lower. This low is my target inside this FVG is my target. So I want to see it go lower. I want to see it go lower. BTC, I'm still bearish on BTC. So in summary, I expect dollar to continue its momentum to the upside. If it breaks below the low that has been created, then we'll be heavily bearish on dollar. Same thing for foreign currencies, Euro USD, GBP USD, AED USD, and NZD USD. Expect bearish movements for this new week, week 15. I want to see bearish movement to the downside. USD CAD, USD CHF, USD JPY, I want to see it maintain its upward movement, bullish movements. I want to see reverse as it has done that on Friday, let it continue going higher. Our indices should continuously going lower. It should go lower. Gold should sell as well. I want to see gold sell and BTC also sell. So thank you very much. That's our analysis for week 15. We hope that market is going to respect our analysis. So like I always advise, trade with uh, maximum caution. Don't over risk, don't over trade. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next weekend. Good night.